So Year 5, this is the second half of your water cycle science lesson. This particular lesson, we're going to be looking at different elements of the water cycle. We're going to be looking at how clouds are formed through condensation, and we're going to be looking at precipitation. So remember, precipitation is when the clouds become too heavy and too full of water vapor that they can't hold it any longer, and so it's released back down onto planet Earth. And there are lots of different types of precipitation: rain, hail, snow, sleet, and of course there's the gas version of it, which is mist and fog. I've done a couple of little experiments that I'd like you guys to try at home. The first one is looking at precipitation. The second one is looking at how clouds are formed because of condensation, evaporation and then condensation. So we're going to watch the video of me showing you these two experiments. The first one will be how precipitation happens, and the second one will be how clouds are formed through evaporation and condensation. And then what I'd like you to do is go away and have a go at doing those experiments yourself. So let's watch that video now together.
Okay, Year 5, I'm going to show you a very quick experiment to demonstrate precipitation. So this glass jar of water represents the planet Earth. It represents our atmosphere, the air that we breathe in, which is full of water all the time and never lost. The shading foam at the top represents a cloud. And what happens is that as this water vapour rises, it's rising because it's evaporating because of heat. It rises, it starts to cool down, and it condenses into a cloud. And what happens is that the more and more water vapour that rises and cools and condenses, the larger and heavier our cloud becomes. Eventually, the cloud cannot hold any more evaporated and condensed water vapour, and that's when it starts to release some back down onto the Earth, and that's what we call precipitation. So I'm going to show you a really nice example of this by using some food colouring. The food colouring represents that just too much water, evaporated and condensed water vapour. Okay, it's going to make our cloud just that little bit too heavy, it's not going to be able to cope anymore, and then we're going to see precipitation. So as you can see, it's too heavy, the cloud cannot contain any more water vapour, and we get precipitation coming back down onto the planet Earth, onto our surface, and then the water cycle starts all over again. So this blue could be snow, it could be rain, it could be sleet, it could be hail. And this is a really nice example to show you of how precipitation works. When the evaporated and condensed water vapour becomes too much for the cloud to hold, it then releases it and it falls right back down onto the surface of the planet. And we get the water cycle again, because then that all starts to evaporate again and condense, and we get another new cloud. And it goes round and round and round. Okay, Year 5, now you've watched me make the precipitation in a glass jar. It's now your turn to have a go at this experiment. All you're going to need is a glass jar of any size filled with just normal temperature tap water. You're going to need some food colouring of any colour and some shading foam. Make sure it's foam and not shading gel. Have fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing your photographs on Class Dojo, or even better, your video clips on your portfolios, so I can see how your experiments went. Good luck, have fun. So for the experiment of the cloud in the jar, you're going to need a glass jar of any size filled with a couple of inches of hot water from your kettle. You're going to need a match, and you're going to need a sandwich bag full of ice cubes. Make sure that you do this experiment with an adult present. Make sure that the adult pours the boiling hot water in the jar for you and also lights the match for you as well. Hey, Year 5, I'm now going to show you how to make a cloud. cloud inside a jar. So you've got your glass jar with your hot water. So I've already told you that you need to get kettle hot water and you will need an adult to help you with that. Be very careful not to touch the sides of the glass jar because the temperature inside is very hot and it's going to burn your hands if you touch it. The next thing you're going to need is your match. Again, you'll need to get an adult to help you with this bit, okay? Because matches are not games, they're not to be played around with, and you will need somebody to help you with this bit, or certainly supervise you while you do it. So, I'm going to light my match. I'm going to place my match just inside the top of the surface of the water. And what this is doing is this is heating up the air inside the glass jar. And then very quickly, I'm going to get my bag of ice and pop it over the top. And what's going to happen is that all the hot air that is rising inside the glass jar is going to touch the freezing cold ice and it's going to condense very quickly. And now you can see a cloud inside your glass jar. I think if I stand here, so you can see my top is kind of misted because there's the cloud inside the glass jar. So this is what happens in real life. The earth heats up the water in the atmosphere. That water rises because it's evaporating. As it reaches, it gets cooler and cooler until it touches the very cold temperatures at the top of our atmosphere. It condenses and turns into a cloud. So for the experiment of the cloud in the jar, you're going to need a glass jar of any size filled with a couple of inches of hot water from your kettle. You're going to need a match and you're going to need a sandwich bag full of ice cubes. Make sure that you do this experiment with an adult present. Make sure that the adult pours the boiling hot water in the jar for you and also lights the match for you as well. Okay, Year 5, now we've gone through the lesson on the water cycle and we've done a couple of experiments showing condensation, evaporation, precipitation. What I'd like to do now is I'd like you to open up your student book, turn to page 36 and 37, have a read of all the information, complete any of the questions and activities, and you can check the answers to those. There's a link to that on Class Dojo that Ms. Gemma would have put up this morning. So make sure you check your own work and complete any activities, take photographs and put them all onto Class Dojo for Ms. Beverly and Ms. Gemma to mark. Thank you very much.